FairburyTV, and undoubtedly the topic on everybody's mind is the government shutdown,
Yes.
Obamacare. It's kind of scary.
It's really scary.
I don't think anybody really knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's open, what's closed. You know, is TSA running? Are people on airplanes getting checked right now?
One of the things I thought was interesting about that was in Yellowstone Park, they've closed it, and they've given people 48 hours to get out. Well, if you're backpacking and you're way back in the mountains,
Yeah.
number one, how do you know you're supposed to get out? And number two, there is no way you're walking out in 2 days. This whole thing is a mess.
It is. I read that the last time there was a shutdown, the Grand Canyons stayed open because Arizona picked up the tab.
I had not heard that.
But unless, you know, the states themselves decide to pick that up, everything's going to close.
Did you see that the World War II memorial was closed and some of the veterans opened it back up to go in there? Kudos to the veterans.
Exactly.
You know what? If you're storming the beaches in Normandy, if you're crawling up the rocks of Sicily, if you're going through Belgium or France and slogging through the mud and losing your toes because they're frozen, if you want to go to the World War II memorial, you ought to be able to go. So how dare the government shut that down? I agree with you.
They're the reason that they're able to stand here today and put us all through this.
Absolutely.
Which takes me to my next question is, who's to blame in your mind?
Everybody's to blame. It is not a blameless situation. The Republicans want at least a moratorium on Obamacare for the small businesses. They've granted that to the large corporations, but not the small businesses. They want that in part. The Democrats want no part of that at all. Neither side will budge. Neither side will talk. They are both to blame. I mean, I have so much lack of respect for anybody in any facet of government right now.
Well, I mean, America is small business.
Absolutely.
It is
absolutely.
what makes America up, and we're small business owners. They're the ones getting crapped on all the time.
The things that really burns me up about this is there's something like 822,000 displaced workers, government workers that got sent home now. They're no longer getting their paychecks. But the people who caused the problems, the congressmen, the senators, guess what? They're still getting paid.
Communications, making internet connections faster.
I don't know, this thing will resolve itself, but there's going to end up being a lot of collateral damage and a lot of bad publicity over it. There's no way around it.
You think it'll be the longest lasting shutdown?
What was the longest one previously?
I'm going to say 21 days.
You know, I don't know what I feel about that. Right now today, as we sit here and talk, we're in either day 2 or day 3 of it. I think we're in day 3. And both sides say they're not going to budge. But at some point somebody will. I don't think it'll go 21 days.
They tried to push to keep the parks open yesterday.
Yeah.
And that failed. I can't see Obamacare is a huge issue to settle on.
Well, and then there's also
the budget.
The spending issue. They've not even addressed that yet, which I understand they have to address by December 15th or some time frame in there, because we're gonna be out of money again.
Mhm.
So there's that big debate coming whether or not to raise the debt ceiling or to make cuts. I obviously think they have to make cuts. If you're out of money, you gotta cut. You can't continue
What
to
can
spend
we
money.
cut? Education?
Well, everything, obviously, one of the things that I think need to be cut, which is one of the things that always gets my tires slashed, my truck keyed, and all this kind of stuff is some of the welfare benefits,
Mhm.
the social programs. If you can't afford them, you can't afford them. What do you think about the rundown properties in Fairbury? Let me back up again. What do you think? I've already planted that seed in your mind now. Okay, so we'll just go on. What do you think about Fairbury's properties, rundown properties? Are there too many? There's always
There's
too
an
many.
overabundance.
Is there more than there used to be?
Well, I'm not the right person to ask. I've been here 4 years.
Okay, I baited you with that question. There is more than there used to be. At City Council again this week, that also was a topic addressed, and it got kind of heated.
I can imagine, very heated.
It got very heated because council members Roger Bailey and Rick Carmichael, they're really pushing to get some stuff done, and justifiably so. That's one of the things that I get really upset about is people who don't take care of their stuff. My mom used to say it's no crime to be poor, but you don't have to be dirty. Go cut the grass, pick up the trash in your
Be a
yard.
responsible adult.
Be a responsible adult. It makes our community look bad,
It does.
You talk about economic development and people who, you want industry to come to Fairbury, you want businesses to come to Fairbury, you want young families to move to Fairbury. Okay, so they're coming and scoping Fairbury out, okay? And any place I've ever lived, I've always went there ahead of time, or if I wanted to live there, or trying to figure out if I want to live, I go there ahead of time, I drive around the community, and I look around to get the flavor of the community. Am I seeing lawns that are mowed? Am I seeing decent houses?
Activities for
Am I seeing
children to do?
activities for my children, or am I seeing yards that have 8 cars stacked up in them and
Rundown pools.
rundown swimming pools, broken satellite dishes, grass that's hip high? There's way too much of that going on in Fairbury.
So what is the council proposing to do with the houses? Tearing them down or refurbishing them?
Well, they got a grant
Yeah.
a year or so
I
ago
remember that.
to tear down houses, and I think they ended up tearing down like 20 houses or something, but the problem is there's like another 100 houses that need to follow that same track, but there's no more money left. So what the city actually is doing is they're starting to get really hardcore about making people follow the code, get the stuff picked up, keep your lawn mowed. If you've got a vehicle sitting there, you have to tag it. It just can't sit there or else we're going to tow it. And this is long past due,
That old wash machine just not cutting the mustard? Really? Bring your clothes to Dirty Biz Laundry at 521 C Street. Our state-of-the-art machines will cut your laundry time in half.
It's kind of a down day for news.
It is kind of we can end on a positive note.
Okay, let's do it.
And it's not unpositive to have properties
No.
cleaned up to,
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's
It's not,
getting there.
it's not an unpositive thing, but if we want to end on a positive note, we can end with Fairbury Walmart.
Okay.
They've caught a lot of heat,
Yes.
and some of it has been from me, editorially, about not living up to a promise that they made to pave that portion of H Street behind their building. But, I do want to say that local manager Ron Hilligas really is proactive, and he's really sensitive to that, and he wants to do the right thing for his store and for the community. He is a good community man.
Yes.
I do know that Walmart corporate got wind of the editorial that I wrote, and it seems like there's going to be some improvements back there to that road.
Really?
Yeah. From what I hear from Street and Alley Superintendent Laura Bedlin, Assistant Street and Alley Superintendent Laura Bedlin, that they're going to work on grading the road back there, and they're going to try and improve the drainage and put in some grates and drains and stuff. It's not going to be paved, but hopefully it'll
Compromise.
It's kind of a compromise. It's got to go before the city, but I know, anything that can happen back there is an improvement. So,
Right.
so Walmart really is kind of taking the high road on this thing, and even though they're not going to support paving the road, they are going to take the lead from what I understand in trying to at least improve it. So that's positive.
It is.
Yeah,
I think that'll ease a lot of people's problems. with
feelings,
it.
yeah, because it is a crummy road.
It
But
is.
I'm glad to see the local Walmart really taking the lead on this thing, so
Okay.
positive.
All right.
All right, good day.
Yeah, good day. Thanks for joining us, guys.